Welcome to Sunday Mornings with Enlightenism. I'm Brother Malcolm.
And I'm Sister Carolyn.
And we are here to share Enlightenism with you on a Sunday morning. And we would like all of you to know that Enlightenism is a new way to think and live. It is the greater power within you, the power you have to change how you think and live. Sister Carolyn is going to get us started as she always does on Sundays. She's an Enlightenism practitioner, folks. A teacher and a workshop facilitator. She talks about Enlightenism all the time.
Absolutely.
Works in a mind with Enlightenism. Is a believer and knower in the greater power within you. Check out what she's going to say to you today. Some thought-provoking insights. And you can use these insights to change how you think and live. Sister Carol.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Malcolm. As I always say, Enlightenism is truly a new way to think and live. It's a new way to think and live that lives inside of you. When we accept the power that we were born with, and I say it so often on this show, you are born whole, perfect, and complete, faceless, formless, colorless, and ageless. And as long as you know that, then you have the power within you to change the way you think and live. So often in our lives, we are not given a mandate to live by. We are simply given a lot of do's and don'ts, haves and have-nots. And that works for a while. That works until you get to an impasse in your own life. And when you get to that impasse, you then must deliver something else for your thinking. And this spiritual self-knowledge that we call Enlightenism, which is a new way to think and live, it takes you out of the victim mode. And when you have nothing to compare this new way to think and new way to live, you can only ask the power within you, which way in this moment do I go? And I always think, remembering that you are born whole, perfect, and complete, faceless, formless, colorless, and ageless. It is up to us to remember that, because when we reach an impasse, it's typically one of the powers that we were born with that we've forgotten that we have. So it's always important to remember in any situation who you are. That is why this broadcast is on the air, to help you define those points in living, being, and doing, and that you are responsible for your living, being, and doing, no matter where you are, whether it's at a family gathering, whether it's in public, whether it's at a concert, no matter where you are. You have the power within you to display this new way to think and live. And when you don't display this new way to think and live, you recognize it. And there is no one outside to beat you or shame you or tell you what you didn't do. You know. That is always what Enlightenism unfolds for you in your living, being, and doing. What I know is that I am a consciousness practitioner wherever I am. I am an Enlightenism teacher wherever I am. I know that I am responsible for the current conditions in my life. I know that I have the power within me to change the way that I think and live. When we become responsible for living, when we become responsible for being and doing. That is all this life is about your being and doing and living whole in each moment. Now, I realize that with all of the things that we've been taught along life's journey, that we sometimes forget. We forget who we are in this process of living. And the idea is that when anything happens, we don't have to term it as good or bad, right or wrong. We simply have to look within ourselves to define how do we want to be in this activity. Who are we aware of being? In other words, who are you aware of being? When you run into a conflict, when you run into anything that you don't like. This is always my message, to bring home that power that you have within you, that power that we sometimes just don't use. For whatever reason, we don't use it. But we know when we're not using it. What I like so much about the book Enlightenism is it allows you to look within yourself, all the chapters and so on. It is about the uncovering of you. It is about recognizing who you are in your own life. And it is about accepting the divine self-knowledge that we were born with. It is crucial that we do that in all aspects of our living, not just in the areas where we want this to be so, but in every area of our thinking, being, and doing. I encourage you to purchase the book Enlightenism. It is available on Amazon.com, or you can purchase it through thebuysociety.org. I encourage you, for your own well-being, to purchase the book Enlightenism. And now it's time for Brother Malcolm. And so I give you Brother Malcolm, author, philosopher, and creator of Enlightenism. Brother Malcolm.
Thank you so much, Sister Carolyn, for those wonderful insights. Be sure to get the book Enlightenism, folks. It's available at Amazon and all bookstores. Thank you, Sister Carolyn. Got us going. Very powerful insights. I'm Brother Malcolm. Welcome to part 2 of our wonderful broadcast today. I'm going to focus on getting out of the routine, mundane, day-to-day habits of just waking up, going through the motions, breaking your teeth, brushing your teeth, shaving, fixing breakfast, going to work all day, come back, and repeat the same process over and over again. Made me think before I came on the broadcast today, what is the time limit for freedom? Spiritual freedom. Do we have a time limit? See, everything that we do in society primarily has a time limit on it. Movies, television, broadcasts, everything reports, everything that we do, we set a time limit. What is the time limit for freedom? What is the time limit for your freedom? How much time do you have? Do you have a time limit, or are we in these habits of just waking up every day, going through, doing the same routines every day? No different for the rest of your life. And even when you change, so you're no longer working, then you get up, you do something, and you repeat the routine over and over again. It becomes a pattern. It becomes a pattern of thinking. Well, the lack of freedom is also a pattern of thinking, because each day that we're not aware of being free and powerful, then we create the activities in our mind and our actions to make that happen. Make that happen. What the that is that you are not free. So it's in the mind. So freedom is, the time limit is established by the individual, in the individual's mind. So even if someone passed a law tomorrow and said that everybody is free, which basically people are saying in the United States of America, where I live, everybody's free. 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. So everybody's free. It's already been decided by the government. Then why do people feel they're not free? Why are people fighting now for freedom? So when you begin to look at your own life, you're fighting for something because you don't feel free. Said it doesn't feel that I'm free. I know the law says that I'm free, but I don't really feel free. I don't feel this freedom. It's not an innate feeling. It's not something that I have embodied. There's just something missing about it. So when are going to set a time limit? So we want it now. So somebody said, I want to be free today. I want to be free today. You can say that you want spiritual freedom. You want secular freedom. You just want to be free today, in this moment. How can you make it happen? How can you become free today? You become free today by changing what you think of yourself, your awareness of being. To go to another power source that's entirely diametrically different than the one that you were using to make you believe that you're not free. And that's called the God consciousness within you, the power that is in you. And when we can embrace the power in us, that the power is in us, that we are not inadequate, we are not living in a deficit situation, that we are born whole, perfect, and complete. We're created by a power that has limitless power beyond human imagination. And we are a part of it because the power is in us. And when we begin to think that the power is outside of us, then we lose our freedom. Because then freedom becomes outside of you. So now we want freedom to occur outside, like the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments of the U.S. Constitution. So, well, this is supposed to be free. All of the slaves were free. But the slaves didn't feel free because they were not free. They were attached to some beliefs that caused them to believe they were powerless. And there are millions of Americans in the United States of America who don't believe they are free. They believe there's something missing in their lives about freedom and power. And what is missing in their lives is the belief that the freedom is not within themselves, the freedom is outside. And outside, the people that you're depending upon to free haven't given you a time limit. You don't have a time limit as to when freedom is going to happen. You can say freedom is going to happen on July the 4th, 2028. That we're all going to be free. It's a freedom day. But until then, you're not. But you want freedom today. You want the freedom and the power today to express the great power within you, to change your life, to get out of the routines, to get out of this routine of just living, just waking up every day, doing the same thing, and believing that you're living. Same thing. It's like Camus, the philosopher, was talking about. You're just pushing a boulder up the hill to watch it come down. You expend a lot of effort to push it back up. It gets to the top, falls back down. And you repeat the process. Obviously, that was a metaphor and an allegory to say to you, that's how you live it. You wake up in the morning, brush your teeth, shave, do whatever you're going to do. Make yourself presentable, go to work, do all the things you do, and come back home and repeat the process. How do you stop it? And that's what we're talking about with Enlightenism. This is how you stop something. This is not how you keep it going. See, if you want to continue to fight for freedom, go read some of the history books and see how many people have been fighting for freedom. And they never got it. They never accomplished freedom. So all of the freedom fighters of the world never lived to be free. But they continued to believe that that was worth something freedom was something worth fighting for. But not freedom of their mind, not freedom within, but the freedom that they believed was outside. And people never fought for a time limit. No one ever said, when you're doing all of the fighting, freedom must be on this date. And we have to have it over. It cannot be a limitless fight, a timeless fight, where we're all going to do this for the rest of our lives, and then you get to a point you say, well, doesn't look like I'm going to make it this trip. I'm not going to be free, so I need to pass it on to my children. And maybe if they get enough information, they can be free. And I'm saying to you today, folks, as clearly as I can, freedom is in you today. You can change how you think and live if you're willing to accept the fact that the greater power is within you and that you are not the way that the world has defined you, that you are whole, perfect, and complete. And unless you mess that up with some illusions that somebody else is telling you about yourself, and you're chasing all of the stuff out here, busy doing what? What are we busy doing? Ask yourself, what are you busy doing every day? What are you really doing with your life every day? And repeating the same process over and over again until you run out of time. I'm Brother Malcolm.
I'm Sister Carolyn.
And we're dealing with Enlightenism. It's not in the dictionary, folks. It's not in the dictionary. It doesn't have to be in the dictionary. It's in you. It's in you. Revalue yourself with power. Revalue yourself with power. Trust yourself and the power in you. I'm Brother Malcolm again, and
I'm Sister Carolyn again.
And we'll see you next week, folks. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.